Have you ever noticed how quiet the room gets when your pockets are empty and your energy is spent? When you are grinding through the hardest days of your life, nobody checks in. But the second you succeed, when you actually have something to offer, suddenly everyone remembers your name. We often tell ourselves that if we just keep giving, if we consistently sacrifice our time, say yes to every request, and forgive every slight, people will naturally stay loyal. But human nature operates on a different frequency. When you are endlessly available and completely supportive, people stop seeing your presence as a privilege. It slowly morphs into an expectation. We simply do not value what requires zero effort to attain. By giving without boundaries, you accidentally signal to the room that your time has no cost. This leads to a harsh realization about the people who walk away from you. They aren't leaving because they suddenly dislike who you are. They leave because the specific benefits you provided, the emotional safety net, the financial help, the constant, undivided attention, have run dry. One day you are their first call, and the next, your messages go unanswered. The connection terminates the exact moment your usefulness expires. The deepest pain doesn't come from the silence itself. It comes from realizing you mistook someone's reliance on your help for actual love. To understand why this happens, we have to look objectively at human social mechanics. People naturally and unavoidably gravitate toward value. This pull is driven entirely by visible markers: confidence, resources, status, and emotional fortitude. These are the traits society respects and rewards. When someone succeeds and draws a crowd, society hasn't changed. They're just reacting to evidence of utility. During the years of struggle, your work is invisible. You offer no immediate benefit, which is why builders are left alone until the building is finished. Since the crowd's attention is entirely dependent on this shifting math, tying your self-worth to their applause is a losing game. Their validation is rented, never owned. Accepting this cold social math is the exact moment you stop being a victim. Rejection stops being a tragedy. Instead, it becomes the ultimate diagnostic tool, showing you exactly where your boundaries need to be built and reinforced. You take that quiet, empty space and turn isolation into a forge. You stop pouring your energy into a bottomless pit and start investing it directly into your own physical and mental strength. You cut off access to people who drain you. You turn off the phone, walk away from one-sided conversations, and completely abandon the habit of begging for someone's attention. You take the sting of abandonment and process it into raw discipline. The external silence becomes the fuel required to build internal power. This process creates a state of internal autonomy. You become the sole generator of your own worth, rather than trying to extract it from the people around you. It strips away the superficial network, leaving intact only the rare, genuine relationships that were forged when you had absolutely nothing to give. By placing your own self-respect above the need to be liked, you build a permanent emotional defense system. You can no longer be used because your boundary is thicker than their need. You stop over-explaining your decisions. You stop chasing connections that do not serve you. You simply walk past them, completely unbothered. This shift changes your social gravity. When you are no longer desperate for a seat at the table, you stop being a low-cost asset. By becoming scarce and holding your own standard, you force the world to meet you where you are, rather than you begging to be where they are. Society can ignore a person who is struggling, but it finds it difficult to look away from a person who has arrived. Until you reach that point, your energy is your most critical asset. You must guard your mind and your heart, granting access only to those who have proven they deserve a seat at your table. Stop setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. Take all that wasted effort and pour it into building a foundation that doesn't rely on someone else's permission to exist. This is the endgame of self-respect. You are no longer waiting for a turn to be noticed. You are anchored by an unshakable belief in your own value.